This is really a great day because we reached our fourth annual International Sports Pharmacists Symposium. Abdelmoniam Elsayed from United Arab Emirates will be with us. He is also a judo pharmacist, and he will explain his own story and own journey. He's a clinical sports pharmacist and medication safety specialist, board certified sterile compounding pharmacist. Also, this is a very important area for our profession. And he will present us the sports pharmacy profession, history, and evolution.
Hello, everyone. I'm Abdelmoniam Elsayed. I'm delighted to give this presentation today. Actually, it's an honor to join the International Sports Pharmacists Network. And our leaders, Dr. Ashley and Dr. Sommer, give me this chance to share my thoughts and insights. And actually, we all know that any curriculum must be starting by the history and evolution. Knowing our history is mandatory to improve in the future. So, as I said, I'm Abdelmoniam Elsayed. I'm 43-year-old father, a caregiver, and volunteer judo coach, and hospital pharmacist. And this is my qualifications. And I have no financial relationship to disclose for this presentation, and all the information which is available, it's available here in this presentation is available for public. And this is my latest competences, and my main background is judo. I am a 5th Dan judo coach and also 1-star Courage instructor. So I like to always start by the ancient medicine, and we have notable figure, Imhotep. It was the world's first multi-genius. He was a doctor and architecture and high priest and the prime minister for King Zoser in ancient Egypt. And there is a breaking news here. I hope that most of the participants know about it. The World Anti-Doping meeting for the WADA agency was in Riyadh, and Saudi Minister, His Excellency, he attended this meeting, was last Thursday, December 5th. And I need to explain why I'm here today, because actually I'm adopting two principles of the judo philosophy. Anyone from Japan joining us will know these terms. The Siroko Zenyu is the optimal use of energy, and Jitai Kyoe is the mutual welfare. So this is our grandmaster, Kano Jigoro Shihan. Shihan is the grandmaster. He always having a quote that nothing under the sun is better than education. So by educating one person and sending him into the society of his generation, we make a contribution existing 100 generations to come. He founded the Kodokan Judo Institute in 1882 and spreading all the judo knowledge all over the world. So I get to have a call for myself, which is a proper intervention at the right time is priceless. That's why we are giving this presentation. So I need, as I will give the history of sports pharmacy, I want to give you my history so you know why I am having this vision. I actively started judo and karate in 1984, start to get my perception for sports at 1992, and merging both pharmacy and sports when I started my pharmaceutical college. Later on, I started my interventions when I graduated from 2003, 2006, and getting the outcome in 2014, and continuing my path 2021 till I get my recognition internationally. So the active start was 1984, as I said, as a judo and karate candidate. Later on, I get the perception, merging, and intervention. And actually, in my GPA in high school was not giving me the eligibility to join pharmacy, but I get 4% increase because I was a judo champion. So this makes me eligible for the pharmacy. And then I fly to success and start my new start with the pharmaceutical intervention within judo, without knowing about there is something called sports pharmacy actually. So the implementation and outcome was tremendous for me and for my team. And with a social media post from Dr. Mohiddin, I get to know that there is a certificate in drugs in sports offered by the IOC. So I communicated with him and he was so helpful. He informed me how to register and I already enrolled. So I have a double challenge. I was studying the IOC and also my academic studying in judo in the International Judo Federation Academy, all in the same year. And this is the education structure. We have all the levels, 42 subjects, till we reach the PhD with affiliation of the University of Hertfordshire. So I get my recognition 2023 from the IGF Academy, and then I adopt the JOY approach, which is the judo connecting older and younger generations. This makes me doing the interventions all over the judo ages. And this is the implementation of the JOY. And finally, getting to interpret the clean judo, which C is for competency, L for learning, E for education, A for anti-doping, and the most important thing is N, which is natural. And finally, I get my IOC Drug in Sport certificate, which is really, I am the only one in the IGF Academy who have this certificate. So I started to ask myself questions before this presentation. What is the pathway I must go to reach my goal? First, I need to identify the LTAD. We will speak about it. And I must know the statistics for the international pharmacists and athletes. Later on, I need to know the drug in sports, how it was started, because actually the term drug in sports is not the head and tail of the sports pharmacy. It's a basic knowledge. And then when the sports pharmacy term started, and who pioneered our sports pharmacy, and what, why, and what, who, and where the intervention must be done, and finally, how to start if I want to mentor anyone going for this profession. So this is the long-term athletic development started by the active starts, fundamentals, learn to train, train to train, train to compete, train to win, and then active for life, which can be in any age. So this is the long-term development was initiated by the Canadian sports scientist Stephen Daly, 1990. It was 3 phases, then it was developed to 7 stages. This is international pharmacy statistics. This is the latest one that I found, actually. It was from 2015 to 2017 by the International Pharmaceutical Federation, the FIP. We have 4 million licensed pharmacists who are actively 2 million only participating. So, and this is a statistics per 10,000 population. So what about the specialties? We have the board of pharmacy specialties. We have 61 board certified pharmacists. Half of them are pharmacotherapy certified. So what is the question here is, where is the sports pharmacotherapy in this? So I started to check about the statistics of the athletes, and I was surprised by the number. We have every given week, there is more than 70,000 athletes ranging from elite to club level in the 4 corners of the world, ranking scores in the 46 athlete event groups. And this is how they are investing in sports. In the 4 years Olympic cycles from 2020 to 2024, the revenue increased to 23% from 44 million to 54 million. So now we will start about the history. The history is, you'll find it available. You can check it online. You'll find everything. I tried to gather all. The first identified use was the Ben Mariani, the Mariani wine. It was performance enhancing, 1860. And then the incident of Thomas Hicks in 1904. Then the first ban stimulants at 1928 in the Olympics, Amsterdam, and the introduction of the first beast, the androgenic anabolic steroids, which lead actually to the establishment of the medical commission in the International Olympic Committee. And then the first test of the anabolic steroids, lately the Festina affair, which was really very famous, which actually lead to the formation of WADA. And after that, there was a great scandal about admitting using a lot of PEDs by Lance Armstrong with Oprah. So this is the first advertised PED. You see how the powerful of the advertisement. And then the first reported incident in the Olympic Games, St. Louis, USA. And actually, I found this one interesting, that the first detection of alkaloids was in horses' saliva in 1910. And then we have the first ban for the stimulants, 1928. And then after discovering of the anabolic steroids by Dr. Jean-Paul Ziegler, he started to use the testosterone even on himself. And then I think most of us knows about the Darabol and how it was misused by the bodybuilders. Another incident happened in 1960s for Knud Enmark and Tommy Sampson. Both were really surprising incidents of using the peripheral acting vasodilator, which lead to a very bad results. And the death of Tommy Sampson was really dramatic. So the subsequent decisions was to have a drug finish-free sports. Forming the medical commission in the IOC was really a robust action, and the first testing for anabolics in 1976. So I asked myself a question: is it only about anabolic steroids and the stimulants? Actually not, because in Festina affair, they start to use the erythrobiotin, which is, of course, most of the clinical pharmacists knows that it cannot be used as a performance enhancer, but they use it. So the robust action after the Festina affair is that the WADA creation or establishment. In 2013, Lance Armstrong admit with Oprah about using the PEDs. He used erythropoietin, testosterone, cortisone, human growth hormone, illegal blood transfusions, and other blood doping. And he admits yes on all counts. So what about sports pharmacy? Is it all about doping? Actually, there is an incident happened in New York Times. It was published in New York Times that found 4 out of 5 products did not contain any of herbs in their labels. So that's outstanding result. And actually, there was a study by NIH and published in PubMed that the emergency department visit was 23,000 per year, which is really a very surprising number. So again, is it all about doping and supplements? No. Athletes are humans, and they can suffer from acute illness and chronic illness. So when we are giving the consultation as a sports pharmacist to the athlete, we are considering them as a humans. So we are not scope creepers. We can attend any patient at any time, whether we are in a retail pharmacy or in a hospital. So this patient might be an athlete. So here is my examples of dramatic personal incidents. I have a lot of incidents throughout my sports journey, and all of it, it's not related to doping at all. And it was really dramatic. I reached to a certain level that my Olympic dream faded because I was get wrong consultations, and I didn't manage to have athletic supporting personnel to maintain my my progress. So here is the main role of the athletic supporting personnel: coaches, trainers, the medical staff, manager, even parents. They are all giving the chance for the athlete to continue the long-term athletic development. And here is the history of starting of the medical service for athletes, starting by the team physician, 1881, Dr. Hunt, and team physiotherapists, team psychologists, and lastly, the team nutritionists, which really start the sports pharmacy term after that. So this is the sports pharmacy history progression, started by the IOC biochemistry and doping, then the clerkship in University of Colorado, then the pioneer sports pharmacist, Dr. Peter Ambrose, then the Dr. Jeff Padraza in the United States Anti-Doping Agency, and then the FIP defining the pharmacist role in anti-doping, then the benchmark of the Japanese Anti-Doping Agency. They started actually the sports pharmacist system. Moving to the London Olympics in the pharmaceutical services. After that, the first sports pharmacy conference, 2017, and then the establishment of the International Olympic Committee Drug in Sports certificate by Sports Oracle. So this is the first attempt, the clerkship, which was done with the University of Colorado, 1993. And this is our pioneer leader, Dr. Peter Ambrose. Actually, was the first known sports pharmacist to gain significant recognition worldwide. Jeff Podraza, he was the first pharmacist to enter the United States Olympic Committee. And actually, the Fédération Internationale Pharmaceutique, the FIP, in 2005, making the professional standards in Cairo, Egypt, and which is transferred to guidelines 2014. So Dr. Peter Ambrose have published for the Advanced Pharmacy Practice Experience in 2008. Later on, 2009, the Japanese sports pharmacy system, and we have the accreditation by WADA in 2009, with a goal that they reach about more than 7,000 pharmacists to attend the certification for the sports pharmacy. And here is the leader in this project, Itsuko Kamihigashi, and our leaders, pioneer leaders in London Olympic, Prof. David Mottram and Dr. Mark Stewart. They really have a key role in the pharmaceutical service in London Olympics. Then we have the article which was published 2013 by Aspitar Sports Medicine Journal, which is the emerging specialty of sports pharmacy. And one of the greatest leader in Saudi Arabia, Dr. Ashraf Al-Alwan, I'm sorry that to declare that he was passed away this year, and it was really a big loss. He was a member of the Saudi Arabian Appeal Committee for Doping Issues from 2013 to 2017. And really, we honor all of his contribution, and we will continue his work. So there is another article at 2016, how pharmacists can get involved in sports pharmacy. And the first Olympic initiatives, 2016, they initiated the pharmacy guide for Paralympic Games. And here is the challenge which Dr. Mark Stewart faced in 2016, that it's making a good contribution in fighting against doping. It was not easy way. In Qatar, 2017, Dr. Manali Zidan pioneered the sports pharmacy. She was the director of pharmacy service at Aspitar. And they organized the first sports pharmacy conference, 2017, to describe the sports pharmacotherapy. After that, the new start by offering the IOC Drug in Sports certificate. Actually, this certificate is open for all, not only pharmacists, but to be a pharmacist and get this certificate will give you the basal line to start your sports pharmacy career. And here is how to enroll yourself in the drug in sports for those who didn't enroll. And here is our program directors, Professor David Mottram and Dr. Mark Stewart, and one of the key players in this program, Dr. Audrey Kinahan. There was a systemic review at 2019. It was the currents in potential roles in sports pharmacy. And we have the first class 2019 sports pharmacy pioneers, which actually was a new wind for the sports pharmacy, as we say, reintroducing. And the International Sports Pharmacists Network was officially founded 2019. Olympic consistency continued to prevail by making the Olympic Pharmacy Guide in Tokyo Olympics, which actually started 10 years ago. And we have the class 2020 pioneers, Dr. Mitch and Dr. Claire and Dr. Daniel, and class 21 also, James and Testro and Colin. And here is one of the key changes when Ali Jawad in the United Kingdom Anti-Doping Agency start to say that the sports pharmacists are bridging between non-funded athletes and the non-tested athletes, actually, for providing a layer of protection for all people who are practicing sports. In the United States Anti-Doping Agency, Dr. Marina Suzuki published the Reconsidering Sports Pharmacist and Anti-Doping Education as the world celebrates the Olympic and Paralympic Games. It was really a very important to publish. And we have the trilogy of the International Sports Pharmacy Symposium 2021, 2022, and 23. Later, we have the class 2022 pioneers, which is posted, of course. And then we have the acknowledgement of the IFP for the International Sports Pharmacists Network. Directly after it, start how we will get our global opportunities for pharmacists in sports setting. And here is one of the important reviews, which is done by the Torchbearer 2023, Deborah, how pharmacists support athletes, which is scoping review exploring the knowledge, role, and responsibilities of pharmacists in preventing unintentional use of prohibited substance. In 2023, also January, the tasks of review have been published by the ISPN. And then we have the class 23 pioneers. And actually the most important group, which is giving the chance for all international sports pharmacists to join, the United States Sports Pharmacy Group. And this is the board directors and the members, the active members. And we have also sports pharmacy pioneers from Egypt, from Ghana, from Nigeria, Dr. Muhyiddin, Dr. Mark Drasdozi, and Dr. Olajide Oladusu. And finally, we have the class 2024 pioneers with an Olympic volunteering consistency by the members of the US Sports Pharmacy Group, Dr. Claire, and our leader, Dr. Sommer, who was on volunteer basis in Paris Olympics. And finally, we have our seat in the FIMS, the Fédération Internationale de Médecine du Sport. Dr. Sommer succeeded to present the integration of sports pharmacy into professional education. So sports pharmacy is spreading worldwide, and there is many more sports pharmacists pioneering, but were not mentioned specifically here, and their contribution is recognized and acknowledged. So I have this chart to let all of the participants knows about the broader scope of the sports pharmacy. It's following the sports for all. We have the anti-doping and the therapeutic use exemption and the medication management and use with the medication safety. We need to have this mentality in awareness, guidance, education, giving consultation, and making the medication reconciliation and proper referrals. So our interventions must be evidence-based. We have our resources, which is credible and valid. We have the 8 international standards for WADA with the 13 guidelines. Along with the FIP guidelines, we have the textbook Drug Sports, which is the editor is Professor David Mottram. We have the national formularies, BNF, US National Formulary, Lexicom, Micromedics, and of course, all accredited publishers and journals. So why our interventions must be done by the sports pharmacist specialty? Because we are the medication specialists, we are the first line healthcare support. We can give the proper decision by guiding the athlete alongside with the referral according to the primary assessment. So what are our interventions? It will be in the anti-doping education and awareness, alongside with the therapeutic use exemption processing, and then more broader scope in the medication management with the reconciliation. Also with using of the supplement, we need to give the optimal and safe use. And of course, the proper clinical pharmacy consultations and referrals through the notes. Who is our patients? We have the elderly, we have the special needs, we have the females athlete, we have the cadets, juniors, and seniors, and of course, the elite professional athletes. And the most important, which I already always emphasize on this, the retired athletes, because there is masters and veterans, and you cannot imagine how much the dramatic incidents happening. So where we can do our interventions, we can do it in the field of play, fitness centers, national clubs, national sports federation, national Olympic committees, national anti-doping agencies, also in the pharmacy settings or clinics, as well as hospital. So here is the sports pharmacist. The main criteria is we are the one who is expert in medication and supplements. So we need to do our intervention for the overall health, not and recovery and in optimizing the performance. A clinical sports pharmacist is the one who is directly attending the athlete in any of the settings which we mentioned before. So what is the current situation? The current situation, actually, when we speak about the elite athlete, we have the National Olympic Committee, we have the Olympic Training Center, we have the National Federation, and the athlete supporting personnel is a team physician, sports physiotherapist, sports nutritionist, and for the sports itself, we have the technical director, coaches, and the instructors, and any supporting services. So where is the sports pharmacist? So we need to make the gap identification to identify where we will put our efforts. We are the first line, so we need to have our role in this place. When we make the analysis, we know that our role is crucial and vital to intervene with the wide range of medical and social aspects. When we are regularly attending the team training sessions, you will get a lot of feedback. You can do many interventions, and at that time, you will reach an outstanding result. So the main problem which we are all facing, and I do believe that most of us are facing, is that how to link our academic study with the practice, because we are facing this on daily basis. So I concluded an approach which will make this linking can be easily done. I put the criteria proactively and reactively according to the criteria. We need to identify the risk type, the medical history, the athlete medical assessment, the anti-doping intervention itself, and of course the medication reconciliation and pharmaceutical intervention, which is the main role. My vision is that later on we have a subspecialties in sports pharmacy. Sports pharmacy for each sport, because each sport has its own long-term athletic development. So it needs a specific sports pharmacist for it. And of course, as a female sports pharmacist it's very important also to be integrated, because female conditions and the female sports pharmacist will be more understanding to all the complications which are happening. The Paralympic and special need also need an extra competency to have a sports pharmacist specialized in it. And finally, the geriatrics. The geriatrics need a supporting personnel in the sports pharmacy who need to identify the high-risk population who are eligible for participating in tournaments, especially the veterans or masters. So here, how we can start. First, we need to know ourselves. You need to analyze yourself as a pharmacist. What is your goal? And then build your sports pharmacy network and convey your needs as a sports pharmacist. And finally, define your ultimate goal in the sports pharmacy profession. How you know yourself? This is the 4 traits of the personalities. You can be a driver, you can be expressive, you can be amiable, you can be analytical. You need to identify yourself, which place you are, which personality you are. You can know yourself. Accordingly, you will know how to be directed in the sports pharmacy. You will be in the field, you will be in the office, you will be in the clinic, whatever. So how to start? We have a free courses, anti-doping and clean sports courses. The WADA launched the anti-doping education and learning platform 2018, actually together with the IOC, Drug in Sports. You can enroll yourself for free, and then you have 2 courses to attend, for medical professionals and the athlete supporting personnel. The USADA also launches an enhanced anti-doping course affiliated with Stanford University. And the United Kingdom Anti-Doping, they have the Clean Sport Hub. There is also many more national initiatives in all over the world, in the countries. Their contribution is recognized and acknowledged also. And here there is one innovative course. Actually, it's written as a sports pharmacy course, which is by the Sports Integrity Australia. And you can also top up your anti-doping program. If you go for the International Testing Agency, you have monthly free webinars and the International Federation courses. And you can enroll yourself paid, of course, as an educator, or as a chaperone, or as a doping control officer, or international doping control officer. Of course, you can escalate your comprehensive postgraduate studies by enrolling yourself in the IOC. And there is also many more national initiatives for the postgraduate programs spreading in all countries. So my take-home message is that you need to be unique. Specialization is your goal. You need to be specialized. You need to know what you are heading to, because if you have a distinguished success in your field, you will be unique in your field. You need also to have your competency and not stop learning, and practice what you learn in the field, so you will know how to link your academic knowledge with the practice. So if you will put yourself in the proper position, you will maximize your efficacy. And finally, this is a big dream. We need to dream about it. It can be true. By national grassroots leadership, we can have the Fédération Internationale de Pharmacie du Sport, like the one in the medicine. So this is how we can continue building our profession. Thank you so much. This is my email for any questions. And of course, you can ask any question now. And this is my references. Actually, a lot of references. I try to make all the information accredited. And I hope that I summarize the history and the evolution of our specialty. Thank you.